What's up, guys? I'm Joel Dodge. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today is episode 2 of How to Die Empty, and we're talking about faith. And I want to present faith to you from a little bit more of a logical perspective. I think that faith does have a lot of spiritual aspects to it, but it can also be a powerful mindset to take on when it comes to the things that you desire, the things that you're passionate about. And I just want to get started by giving you a little simple explanation of what faith is. Faith is acting like the things that you hope for can become realities. With that definition of faith, I don't know about you, but I always feel weird when I hear that or think about that, because there's like a contrast with hope and reality. Because hope by definition is for things that aren't real. And that's the thing about faith is a mindset that goes contradictory to our experience. So, for example, a little kid touches a hot stove, and for the rest of their life, they know not to touch a hot stove because that experience begins to dictate their actions. And that's how we live the majority of our life, is based on our past experiences. But the problem with that way of living your life, you'll never do something that you don't have experience to back it up. And that becomes a problem when you desire something that you've never experienced before. And that's where faith comes in. That's why faith is so important. And to just kind of iterate this whole idea, I think a lot of us, I know me specifically, when I was a kid, I wanted to be able to fly. And the reason I never really acted on that desire is because of my experience with gravity. I think that's the reason that most of us don't go jump off a tall building in hopes that we'll take off flying, is because we have this experience with gravity that it always pulls us down to earth. There are two brothers who had that same desire, and instead of trying to jump off of a high building or something like that, they said, hey, why don't we build something that can help us fly? And the brothers I'm talking about are the Wright brothers, and they built the first airplane. And I just wanted to say that that's just as much faith, because now we see airplanes fly every day. We take airplanes to get across the country, around the world. But back then there was no experience to back up the fact that something could actually carry people in the air. And they had to take a step of faith and say, look, I'm going to put time and resources into this to see this thing become a reality. And I just want to say that anyone who writes a book, any guy who's ever asked a girl on a date, anybody who's ever started a YouTube channel, it doesn't matter what that thing is for you, but it takes a step of faith to say that I'm going to do this in hopes that that people are going to connect with this book I wrote, that people are going to watch the YouTube channel I started, that the girl is going to say yes to going on the date with me. But that's the thing about faith, is there's no assurances that that thing will become real. Faith only makes sense after what you hope for happens. And it's hard to live a life of faith because we all want the comfort of knowing that what I'm going to do, that I'm going to get the result that I want. But that's not how faith is. Faith says, commit to this thing that you hope for so that it could potentially become real. And as challenging as that is, it's the only way we can live a lifestyle where we die empty, where we do all the things that are in our heart. Because those things that are in our heart, we usually don't have assurances that they'll happen when we pursue them. So I want to challenge you guys. What step of faith can you take in your life towards the desires that are in your heart? And I want you to try, and I'm not saying you need to do anything big, but just what's something you can do that's a step of faith towards being the person you want to be, towards fulfilling the dreams that are in your heart. So guys, I hope that this video is challenging you to take a step of faith. And that's everything I wanted to share in this video. If you haven't, please subscribe so that you can see the next episodes as they come out. But that's it. As always, die empty. I'll catch you in the next one.